Girls Care is a feminist climate activist movement that aims to create a space and empower young women to advocate for gender justice in climate action. Sarai Hutchinson is a national that hails from Keon, is a mentor of the Girls Care Young Women's Climate Change Program 2022. Sarai is currently pursuing a bachelor's degree with a major in biology and a minor in environmental science at the University of the Virgin Islands. Community development and youth activism are two of her greatest passions. The love of country underpins her strong desire to contribute towards building a cleaner, greener, more sustainable society. Today we have the pleasure of welcoming Sarai to Good Morning SKN's Connection. Good morning, Sarai. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for the wonderful intro.
You are certainly welcome. So let's begin. In 2021, you were a mentee of Girls Care. How did you become involved in the Girls Care Jamaica?
Okay, so I was initially introduced to the program by Dr. Joya Clark, who was also a mentor last semester. And she was my geography teacher in high school at Keon High. And she encouraged me to apply. And she knew I had a love for the environment. And luckily I did. And I was selected as one of the 25 mentees.
Oh, lovely, lovely. Congrats, by the way, on your selection.
Thank you.
Indeed. Very noble indeed. You are also a mentor of this year's climate campaign, Sarai. How did you build awareness through your mentorship program, or how are you continuing to build awareness through your mentorship program?
For me, I have been doing it more passively. On campus, I'm a part of the Gardening LLC, the Living Learning Community, and it's basically encouraging people to create green spaces around them as one aspect of reducing the climate issue here. I've also, for my final project, I did a webinar on colonialism and how it impacts climate justice here in the Caribbean. And I was able to network with different people around the Caribbean to discuss this issue.
Sarai, I need to ask you a follow-up because those are two seemingly opposite things. So what can you tell us about that, the linkages that you found and that you spoke about?
Many countries were under colonialism, so basically they didn't have the political structures in place to help them to deal with it. And so what we found is that a lot of countries have poor waste management, and that then encourages or contributes to pollution of the atmosphere, pollution of the ocean, and so forth. And it kind of all started or is highly impacted by colonialism because we still haven't created the facilities to deal with it.
So Sarai, do you have any mentees of your own?
I should have one mentee. The actual person has not been given to me as yet, but I should be finding out in a couple days.
Okay, I see you're looking excited. So you're looking forward to that.
Yes.
So let's talk about your ultimate career goal of being an environmental biologist. Where did your passion for the environment come from? That's one thing. And how do you see yourself continuing the cause that you have brought to light, basically, as you enter the profession?
Well, I would say my love for the environment came from a very young age. I would always go to the farm with my mom and my grandma, and just basically, I was privy to first-hand information of how we do things on a farm. Sometimes it's not very efficient or environmental. It's very doing it just to get it done. Mm-hmm. And for my career goal as an environmental biologist, I basically want to help to create better processes especially for agriculture. I also wanted to to do some biotechnology because I have had some research experience last semester, or rather last summer, with an organization about the ocean and corals and how diseases have been increased here in the Virgin Islands and also the Caribbean at large. And a major factor, a contributing factor, is climate change and the warming oceans.
We were talking with Sarai before the break, and I delved in a little into her past. And she was telling me before she was into pageantry and she wanted to be a forensic pathologist. So, Sarai, can you tell me why did you change from that to being an environmental biologist?
Well, my love for forensic pathologists came from TV shows, and I just really like the idea of helping families to find closure. But as I became more exposed to the field of environmental science and just learning about climate change, it really gave me an about turn and led me to want to be a part of that movement and to have a change.
The protection of life wave 3 through the implementation of environmental initiatives. Do you already have in mind how you would accomplish that?
Personally, I do not have a set goal in how to implement it. But recently I had an idea for an event here at UVI to reduce littering on campus, or rather on the beach that is right below St. Thomas campus. And it would be like a study, an observational study to see how putting up signs could impact the pollution on the beach.
Okay, so what is school like in the US Virgin Islands, and do you take part in any extracurricular activities?
Yes, school is pretty great. This is actually my last semester at UVI. Should be graduating soon.
Already?
But I'm also a resident assistant for the West Hall. And I'm also the Student Government Association Academic Grievance Committee Chairperson. Yes.
That sounds so engaging.
Yeah.
Academic grievance.
You wear many hats. You wear many hats, I must say.
I do. But going back to Girl Scare, I just wanted to also mention that we actually got more publicity after the first mentorship batch, and we were actually we received funding from Rihanna's Clara Lionel Foundation as one of the 18 Caribbean organizations based on climate activism. Yeah.
I don't know how you find the time to do all of this, and I can imagine that you'll be even busier once you actually enter the field. All right, so did the biology and environmental science program meet your expectations, or are they tough?
I would say it did meet my expectations. There are many opportunities here at UVI with the biology program. These are the small class sizes. I have direct connection to my professors, and I've actually formed a bond with a few of my professors. And that is how I got to do my research in the summer. What I learned was that many universities don't have access to more students don't have access to research opportunities in the summer, but at UVI, that is not the case. Okay. And that's how I was able to do stuff about environmental, about the stony coral tissue loss disease for coral research, and also did some frog research in 2020. Yeah.
That's very nice. One more thing I need to ask, how old do the mentees start?
For this round, the youngest person is about 16 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, so about 16.
Okay.
If you had to think about the lessons that you've learned from your experiences, everything that you've done so far, what would you say the top lesson is?
Be confident in your actions. And no action is too small. No impact is too small. Your impact as a human being can be felt to whether it's one person. So for me, my climate action has just been small things. I talk to people one-on-one, basically encouraging them and teaching them about climate change and its impacts. And so actually my senior seminar presentation was on the impact of climate change on bananas, or rather the future impact. Because I love bananas, and bananas are also a big crop here in the Caribbean. So doing it whatever way, shape, or form is the best thing.